Right, and I'm now recording, so we're live. Everyone, do you have your camera on for picture? Is everyone ready for that now?
John is ready.
Can you stop sharing, Joel?
Hmm?
Can you
Oh,
stop sharing?
yes, of course. Mikey, you're looking beautiful up there.
Mikey, your beard is tremendous.
We're supposed to smile, or would we die in the Wild Wild
Okay.
West?
Okay. And then I'm just gonna Photoshop everybody else in, so that'll be cool. And Alyssa, I can Photoshop you in too.
Wait, is the picture over?
No. Okay. Everybody smile. Shit. Fuck, hold on, wait. I messed it up. Okay. One more time.
How John didn't smile until MJ fucked up, and now he's like smiling.
Okay.
I
Fuck
seek
you.
pleasure from other people's pain.
Okay, we should be good.
John, I want you to know that all I heard was "I seek pleasure," and then your mic did mute.
All right, from other people's pain.
Yeah, I heard that part. All right, are
Oops, sorry.
we good to go then? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know who did the icebreaker, but I'll let them go with this.
It was me. I would like to hear your thoughts. If an avocado is a fruit, does that make guacamole a smoothie?
Define smoothie, first of all.
Okay.
Yes.
Definition of a smoothie is, let me
Fruit
hold
the
on.
ground.
I read
Is
it.
fruit the ground up?
Okay. First of all, I would also like to say that there's two definitions for smoothie here, and the first one is a man with a smooth, suave manner, which I think is fucking hilarious.
John.
And then the
John.
second one. What?
I said John's a smoothie.
LOL.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
Oh, thank you guys. Hey guys, Dylan said that I'm both smart and funny today.
Wow.
That's a lie. There's no way he said that.
I know, like it's either one of the two.
I did
You're
witness it.
They're like,
To be fair,
like my
He was
3-month-old
joking
daughter said
around.
something deep and mysterious. That's you saying about Dylan, John.
What'd you say?
You know those tweets where it's like, I can't believe my 3-month-old daughter said this crazy wild thing. That's you, but with Dylan right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. The second definition of a smoothie is a thick, smooth drink of fresh fruit pureed with milk, yogurt, or ice cream.
Yeah,
Which,
there's no milk, yogurt,
Define
or ice
smooth.
cream in.
First of all, you don't know how people make guacamole. And second of all,
MJ, do you put milk in your fucking guacamole?
you don't fucking know me, okay?
I'm
Your
going to
answer
get
is
like
yes, you put milk in your
aggressive
guacamole.
if someone says they put milk in their guacamole. I just need to say
put ice
that
cream in my
immediately.
It could be also yogurt or ice cream. And I have seen a
Ice
recipe
cream.
with yogurt in
Hold up.
guacamole.
You
but-
say ice cream?
Yeah.
I've
People
seen
put ice
avocado
cream in
ice cream.
guacamole.
and guacamole ice
So they
cream.
put ice cream in their smoothies, John. But she's
If you
saying that
if you put ice cream in a guacamole smoothie, you should be sent to jail forever.
People do it.
This is why we had
you
Guantanamo
probably
Bay.
just like find your body underneath the bridge by a resort in Mexico or something if you do that.
Yes.
Wait.
I'm just gonna let you run this.
That's right.
So I think the answer that we've come to a consensus on is objectively no.
See-
Any final words?
I have a
Oh.
final question, and it can only be answered with a yes or no and nothing else. Okay. MJ, it is for you.
Okay.
MJ, only yes or no, nothing else. Do you put milk in your guacamole?
No.
Okay, so it's not a smoothie.
All right,
Okay,
so
there were also yogurt and ice cream of the.
Do you
like,
put
listed
yogurt in your
definitions.
guacamole?
I have never made guacamole, but I have seen recipes of guacamole that use Greek yogurt.
Well, they're not guacamole.
so to settle this in a
If you're
democratic
putting
way,
Greek yogurt into your guacamole, it's not guacamole anymore.
I agree with that. To settle this, we're gonna go to the participant tabs, and there's a
No,
yes
no,
and
no,
a
no,
no.
no, 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 no. No, there's no need for a vote. MJ is the only one who thinks.
Yeah, that's giving too much credibility to this argument.
That's fair.
Fuck you
So
all.
if anyone except for MJ would like to say that avocado or that guacamole is a smoothie, please speak now or forever hold your peace.
Be aware that you can speak freely on this issue. The worst we're gonna do is just
Alyssa,
completely
I
exile
see
you
your
from the
check
club.
mark and I love you for it. Thank you very much.
Alyssa's also wrong. That's fine.
Alyssa, you're no longer part of the
Fell asleep
club.
at a build day, so
That's true. Well,
Multiple.
twice actually.
okay. So popular vote says guacamole is not a smoothie, but we recognize and only partially respect other people's opinions on this.
No, we
subject.
don't respect them at all. We don't respect those opinions
Partially
at all. Those
respect.
opinions are garbage.
Just a quick announcement: the CubeSat Developers Workshop 2021. The registration is still open. I can copy this link and put it in the Zoom chat for anyone that is interested. Yeah, there we go. Actually, no. That's too difficult for me to do right now. Apparently. Would someone else like to do that has it open? Maybe. Okay. Well, that will be sent if anyone wants to do that. I know the Blue Cube consortium the Blue Dot consortium did a workshop earlier, and it had a lot of beneficial things. So it should also be pretty cool. And yeah, I guess I haven't checked this out yet, but I do plan on registering it for it. So it should be good. Just other aerospace club news. We have a new officer team. Elections were this past Thursday, and we'd like to congratulate MJ, Alyssa, and yes,
Yeah, we don't want to congratulate Joel.
is my name on here?
No, it's not. Oh my god.
I was like,
Okay,
I
hold
was
on.
like,
Hold on.
I'm to say myself.
There's a third person. I'm not sure who it is.
And I was like, actually, no, not me. We're not congratulating me. Yeah, so we had a really good turnout for AXP, and I forget the actual. What's the percentage? I can't do math. It's like 42% or something.
That's at
AXP.
40%.
I like that, yeah.
Okay. Well, so if something comes down to a vote, we end up winning these. So, not that that's a.
Yeah, why is Alyssa's name Ilsa?
Yeah, I saw that too, and I
Because
was
I
a
made
little
this
confused.
very quickly, okay?
Mhm.
Some of us aren't perfect.
That's a slight. That's our communications coordinator. You can't be treating her badly. She's gonna walk out on us.
Yeah.
Your face is
Well,
just like.
Alyssa, did you work with Catherine to submit the EPR for the launch? Maybe. No. Okay. Well, I know you'll get to do lots of fun EPR things, and by that I mean student involvement is difficult to work with sometimes. And I'll hand it off to MJ for this one. I think just
Yeah. Order closes at quote unquote 11:59 tonight, but basically you have until I send the email in the morning to order a Super Dece aerospace jacket. They look pretty sick. AXP already has patches to put on it, and I'm really jazzed about it. I think it's gonna look really cool once we start getting more patches and stuff like that. But yeah. You don't have to pay now. You just have to pay when you pick up the jacket. And I think it's like $45-ish. It actually might be less than that because we have more than 20 people ordering. So the design fee is going to be a lot less.
yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Very excited for those. Are we gonna get them before the end of the year? Oh,
Yeah, the dude said that they'll come in 10 to 12 days after the order gets put in.
so they
So
might even be here for
potentially
the
within, like,
launch.
yeah.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, and if you're able to, MJ, can you put the link in the chat?
For sure.
Awesome. So just other progress. Rock On starts April 16th. I know there are 6 of you signed up for that. Yeah, you guys don't have to do all the work, of course, but you guys at least have to attend the meetings and make sure that it gets done. And so we'll keep everyone updated on that, and it should be a good time. Although I know it's a lot to manage doing that and everything else, and as well as the CSLI proposal that we submitted in December. Spent so much time on officially the opportunity. If we got it or not opened up on Friday, but NASA is always late for these things, and coronavirus certainly hasn't helped with that this year. So we might hear it, in maybe a month, if on a good day, if that makes any sense. And then last but not least, for this bit of progress, we are presenting a poster at the 2021 SmallSat Conference in Utah, which I believe it's in August, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess one other thing, we also have a conference that we're presenting at. That's the NASA Nebraska. It's National Academy of or Nebraska Academy of Sciences, and that's the day before the high altitude balloon launch. So that's ideal timing for everything, of course. Does anyone have any other progress to report for the team? Okay. So MJ, you got your group picture. Is there anything else for media to add?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Good to hear. And John.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the videos of what Mechanical is doing, then you're really missing out. I think we can actually show those in a little bit too. But our main 2 objectives have been the working on the clamps and working on our shock absorbers. First, the shock absorbers, if you don't know, they're basically just to reduce the impact that we feel when we hit the ground, like coming down from the parachute. Our design for those are like little compressive plastic shapes. So we have like an S shape, we have a J shape, and we have like a little weird, like a bracket shape. We tested those, I think, last Sunday. And right now we're in the analyzing data stage, which unfortunately really only I can do because the video is super blurry and I can't like actually export it from my computer in a way that's legible, but it doesn't take very long. So hopefully all that data will be done by Wednesday, and then we can analyze the results from that and see which one is the best. Also, there's videos of our drop test for the clamps in the mechanical channel. Joel, I don't know if you want to pull those up.
I have them open, but there's 3 of them. I don't know if we want to come back to it in a little bit, and we
I
can
mean,
show them
they're
all.
super short. They're like
Okay.
10 seconds or something.
I'll open them up.
And like, I think one of them got posted
see?
twice.
Yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. So this is the design with the clamps that looked like our previous one, but they were filleted a little bit more. Oof. That's a
Snap.
fatality right there. That didn't work very well. They sheared right off, but this was actually from higher than we needed it to fall from to get the right velocity. That was Casey's, I don't know if I can call it a strap-on design. That sounds weird, but that's the new design that we're going with for the clamps, and those should keep everything intact.
I'm
Yep,
extremely impressed with this because it's lighter, isn't it, too?
Yeah, it's a lot lighter and it's a lot less complicated to put on because we don't have to deal with like all the screws and bolts and nuts and stuff. And also it looks really cool. It doesn't look like a design that should work because it's just like a bunch of thin pieces. But when it comes together, it's actually very successful.
It's like I-beams. You use so much less material, but so much better.
I know, dude, I-beams are superior in every way.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
For the
just
record,
going
I-beams
forward
are
this
not
week.
superior in every way.
What?
For the record, I-beams are not superior in every way. Like if
For
you
lateral
stress them,
loading,
like-
they're superior.
But what if you like no? But on the other cross section, it's bad.
Well, don't use that cross section. Yeah, our clamps are like I-beams in that they're very good at a certain purpose. Okay, so going forward, we have another couple jobs to do. One is taking care of the styrofoam cutting because we need some sort of lid that fits on securely to our styrofoam coolers and allows for the little notch for good sealing. We can work on that on Wednesday. And then another issue that I don't foresee being super challenging is just the idea of having some sort of ropes or cables around the payloads to tie them together. And that's just so that, if worst comes to worst, weld joints or something else breaks, that at least our whole balloon is one unit. And it may look ugly, but it'll stay together as it comes down. So overall, mechanical has been making a lot of good progress, and I'm excited for the next couple weeks.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. And Michael,
Yeah, so special systems this past 2 weeks particularly have seen a lot of progress. To start with the payload. So the payload itself is nearly entirely soldered. One thing that we need to do that's not on this slide is reprint the actual plastic like egg holder payload part. And that's not hard to do. It just needs to be reprinted because we have thoroughly abused the first one. Additionally, the TNT needs to be made to work with external power, which really just involves cutting one of the connections, which again isn't hard, but I already soldered it in because I forgot about it. But that should just take a precision tool, not a lot else. And finally, we need to update the code to show timestamps next to the data. But besides that, all of the coding is complete, other than again timestamps, and all of the soldering is done. Besides just needing to fix that one thing, and that was finished last night by me and Alyssa. Oops, I tried to swipe on my screen. Can you go to the next slide, please, Joel? For heating, so there's 6, just as a review, there are 6 contained heating units, 1 for each payload. Currently 3 of the 6 are 100% completed, so we need to complete 3 more of them obviously before launch, but those 3 were made for the integration test that we had today with the BRS kids. There are also 3 coolers currently packed with insulation, and there's only the reason there's 3 as opposed to 6 is because the 2 electrical ones are currently unsure whether or not they'll be using insulation. And then one of the other payloads, payload 3, is unsure about it just because of one of their batteries. But those obviously can be done as soon as it's decided whether or not they want the insulation. Additionally, 4 of the 6 are painted black. Again, the only reason 2 of them aren't is because Joel has the 3 or the other 2 electrical ones. But as soon as we have those in like possession, we can paint those black as well. Then finally, the really main thing we need to do for heating, other than packing and painting those last few containers, are determining a good way to seal it. The first kind of idea was using caulk, the kind you might use to like seal like a sink to a wall or something. But Joel brought up the point that those have a pretty long curing time. The idea was brought up of possibly using styrofoam glue. So we have options for sealing that. We could still even use the caulk to make like a gasket type seal, but then you have to say, okay, well, how are we going to compress it down? If we use tape, that adhesive might wither away in the high altitudes. But this is to be determined, and it shouldn't be a hard problem to fix, just one that requires a lot of Googling. But yeah, that's all we have to do for heating. And next slide, please, Joel. And then for the payload 2 team, for the BRS kids, again, this is not just everyone here. Like this isn't just the special systems team. This is mainly the BRS kids, but also where we will be able to help. But I want to put the points down here. So we're adding agar plate to the payload as an additional experiment. And the idea is that we have 2 agar plates, and we'll crack both of them open on launch. That way they both get a kind of a big influx of bacteria on the ground. And one will be kept on the ground as a control, and the other one will go up on the balloon to see, how does the high altitude, low atmosphere, low temperature, high radiation environment, how's it going to affect bacterial growth? Additionally, the mycelium seems to be growing pretty well. MJ and I ordered 3 more packages of it, just in case some of them failed. We have backups, and it seems to be growing at a good rate. Additionally, the solar panel payload is entirely not working after today, and that is specifically the ammeter component. So I'm exploring different options for ammeter sensors just in case this one is broken. It could be completely fine, and we just can't figure it out. But that is what we're currently looking for. And one thing I found through a little bit of research is using Hall effect current sensors. As a Hall effect sensors they can detect a current without being electrically connected to the circuit, which makes some of the math a little bit less complicated, but that is still in the works. And then as for the to-do for the payload 2, we need to design a rigid structure for the solar panel. That could be cardboard, that could be thin pieces of wood or aluminum, or that could be a whole 3D print. We need to add the Lux sensors to the code. Alyssa already got the Lux sensor code working, and so we're going to present that to the kids and have them go through it on their own. And then we need to add the solder to the payload, and that's going to be another job for the kids. And then, of course, if something happens like, oh, if we don't have time because of other things, then we'll just tackle that on our own. But yeah, that is everything for special systems between the payload, the heating, and the payload 2 team. Does anyone have any questions?
Just for the Hall effect sensors, is that measuring directly based off the electrical field that current creates?
I like a quarter of the way understand it because I haven't actually done work with Hall effect sensors since I was a sophomore. And so I started reviewing it at the very, very end, like when we were cleaning up. But so I'm not going to say I know exactly how they work just because I'm so kind of out of the loop with that. But from my understanding, it detects the magnetic field created by the charged particles moving through the wire, the electrons, and then through a lot of math, you can figure out the current. I'm assuming the surface current density, but again, I don't entirely remember how it all works. But once I do more research tonight, once I drive back to Scottsbluff, I can have some time to sit down and read through it a bit. But it isn't directly connected to the circuit like a traditional ammeter actually is. It is using either the electric or the magnetic field to detect how much current is flowing through the wire.
Very cool.
I'm guessing the magnetic field, but that is a guess.
All right.
Any other questions? Sounds good.
And just onto electrical, not a ton to report on. Things that we're still blocked on, sadly, is the XP antenna. We gave them a call after sending them, I feel like, a dozen emails. Turns out the antenna that was shipped to them, that was on order, actually got shipped to a different location by accident. And then they're getting that, or they got that yesterday, and then they're shipping it to us. And they upgraded our shipping because they have not been the greatest to us. But that's good that it's going to be here like Monday or Tuesday this week, which will be awesome to finally get our hands on. And then the Global Star radio, we've been trying to get a firmware update quite literally for about 2 months at this point. And they've been waiting on this cable that has been back ordered to actually update it. In the case that we don't get it back, or they don't get that cable by Monday, they're going to overnight ship it to us. So firmware updated or not, we'll have that in our hands soon and be able to get that working. And then for data packet formation for the XP radios, pretty much done. And the ground station for the truck that's going to be following it is nearly finished. Not quite finished because we're still waiting on the XP antenna, but wrapping up soon there. The only thing that we have left to do that could cause major problems is a range test with that antenna. If we don't get some good numbers out of that, then we're going to end up having to rethink some things or overpower some stuff that shouldn't typically be overpowered, but should be good there. We're going to get it and figure that out. And last thing, so the radiation sensor, I know there's a couple different payloads, especially the Big Red Sat is using that for. We've found a tentative solution to get the radiation sensor to work with all your other code, but they're both kind of messy right now. Right now, what's super easy to do is there's a library file that calls the function for the radiation sensor. If you edit that file, you're actually able to put in code at the beginning of a loop in that file to just run all your code through there, which, although it works, is a little unorthodox. But if it works, it works. That's probably the best option right now. But then there's also the option to start and then stop and record data in increments. But the thing is, we might not get a value right away, so it may not be the most accurate way to do it. But we still have one or two people looking through that library to see if we can create our own method of doing it, which will work in the background while everything else is running. But trying our best there. But that's really all for electrical. Any questions with that? Probably not. Okay, sounds good. So just other current objectives we have, or I guess just a reminder of that. Waiting for the CSLI announcement. When we get that information back, could drastically change our work over the summer as well as next year, hopefully for the best. And the other thing that was kind of worked on today for Big Red Sat at least, we created our launch day checklist. And I can kind of give you guys an overview of that in a second. And yeah, any other current objectives while I pull this up? No? Okay. So Special Systems gave a great demonstration on what a checklist should look like. And we just gave an overview of what that whole process is going to look like to the kids especially. But we're still working on the balloon checklist as well as some of the AXP payloads. But payload 1 and payload 3 both got their checklist done, and payload 2, they didn't have any kids there today, so they're going to work on that over the weekend or over this week, and we'll have it ready next Saturday. And then we'll be able to do a real integration test with the checklist that the kids have created. And hopefully most of the payload will be done by then, or at least we'll have all the stuff started on perf boards, so we get that working. But if anyone wants to help with creating the general balloon or like launch checklist, go ahead and send a message, or we can see what we can do there. Right. Well, now if I pull this back up, just going forward, rock up teams should get ready and take the when to meet poll to figure out when their first meeting will be. And just a reminder that our launch is April 24th. It'll be a nice and early day. I think we're talking about meeting at the lab at about 6 a.m. and we'll have lots of donuts. And although it's really early, it'll really help us make sure that we have everything ready to go and not end up scrambling right before the launch like we were last week. Everyone has completed their youth safety forms. And the last thing is we have a meeting with Dr. Nero this Tuesday, April 6th at 8 a.m. To talk about the NOTAMs and everything else that we have to do for that call, as well as to continue coordinating the launch from the SAC Museum. Because I believe they are launching with us. Can someone else confirm that? Jonathan? John? Yes? Okay, he nods his head. All right.
Well, we
anything
don't know
else
if they're launching with us yet. We'll figure that out.
Okay. We'll have to look back at that email and wait till the meeting on Tuesday too. But anything else before we wrap up the meeting today? All right. Well, you guys have been doing lots of great work, and great job to all the officers for next year. We really put ourselves in a good position to win those spots, and I think that'll take us great places next year. So take care this weekend, enjoy the weather, have a good Easter, and we will see you guys this next week. All right. All right. I'm gonna stop.